In this video, we're continuing with the concept of momentum and referring to our inquiry question where it says, how is the motion of objects in a simple system dependent on the interaction between the objects? So for this, we're going to be looking at using the concept of the law of conservation of momentum involved in these interactions. So this law can be represented in this formula in the formula sheet. So essentially what it says, this symbol here, sigma, is the sum of. So it's saying the sum of the momentum of the objects within the system before, for example, a collision, equals the sum of the momentum of the objects in the system after the collision or the interaction. So let's use this interaction or collision as an example. We've got the momentum of the object A before and the momentum of object B before the collision. Then afterwards, we've got the momentum of object A and momentum of object B. Okay, so if we expand this out, what we're saying is we've got the momentum of object A plus the momentum of object B before equals the momentum of object A plus the momentum of object B afterwards. So let's take a look now at explaining why momentum is conserved in collisions in terms of Newton's third law of motion. Firstly, defining the law of conservation of momentum. So during the collision, the total momentum for a closed system is conserved so that the total momentum before and after the collision is unchanged. And that's where that equation comes in. The law of conservation of momentum is a direct result of Newton's third law, which states that for every action force, there is an equal in magnitude but opposite in direction reaction force. I just want to firstly point out that the diagram in the notes was not represented correctly. That would have been showing balance forces. So relating to Newton's third law in this example, we can say that the force of the box on the floor is equal and opposite to the force of the floor acting on the box. So the key thing in this law is that the forces are acting on two different objects. We've got acting on the floor, acting on the box, and the forces are equal and opposite in magnitude. So now we'll use Newton's third law to derive the law of conservation of momentum. So as we said, Newton's third law represented mathematically. Recall from Newton's second law, F equals ma. So we can say that. And recall that acceleration equals the final velocity minus the initial velocity over the time. So if we substitute that into these equations, we get, okay, I forgot my negatives here. So now we can cancel t from both sides and we're left with, now we can expand. And finally, we can rearrange these. So this is our total initial momentum and our total final momentum, which can also be written as the sum of the momentum before equals the sum of the momentum afterwards. So now we'll use the law of conservation of momentum in problem solving. So we'll use this formula but expand it out. So our learning intention is to solve problems that apply this principle to both qualitatively and quantitatively describe the collision of a moving vehicle. So we've got a moving vehicle with a stationary vehicle. We're going to have collisions of a moving vehicle with another moving vehicle that's moving in the same direction. A collision of a moving vehicle with an object that is immovable, for example, like a brick wall. And finally, a collision of a moving vehicle with another vehicle moving in the opposite direction. So these are the 4 scenarios we'll look at in terms of applying this formula. So when solving these problems, it's important that we both sketch the problem and we also annotate the problem. So we've got our first example, moving vehicle hits a stationary vehicle. So it's not an immovable stationary vehicle, it can move, but it's saying the moving vehicle hits a stationary vehicle and it stops, okay? So we need to look at what happens to the stationary vehicle, okay? It's likely that it will be accelerated. Okay, so I'll take us through the steps for annotating and reading through the question. So we've got a 750 kilogram car moving at 3 meters per second in an easterly direction. So we're going to say easterly is this way, it's a positive direction. So anything west will be negative, and we need to remember that. So let's annotate our diagram. We've got a mass of A is 750 kilograms. It's moving with an initial velocity of 3 meters per second east. So we can put a little arrow here and say we've got an initial velocity of A is 3 meters per second east. Okay? It collides with a stationary vehicle labelled car B. So the mass of B is 500 kilograms. Now, what is its initial velocity? It's 0. So the initial velocity of B is 0. Okay, let's have a look at afterwards. After colliding, our 700 kilogram car stops. So we need to say, okay, final velocity of vehicle A is 0. What does the 500 kilogram car do? Well, we don't know. We need to work that one out. Okay? So after annotating our sketches, we need to apply it to this formula. So let's write it in expanded form. Now we're substituting our values. We can cancel these, then rearrange and solve. Okay, our answer is positive, therefore it's in the positive direction, which is east. We'll continue with the next sample problems in the following video.